Do people actually want original movies? So Pixar recently posted a video where a woman was saying that people should stop complaining that Disney aren't making any more original movies when those same people don't show up to the theaters when they actually do make something original.
Stop complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to movie theaters and support them in the first place. Who said that?
And while this does come off as kinda passive-aggressive when it comes from the official Pixar account, they do have a point. Last week, I went and watched the new Pixar movie Elio, and I really liked it. It tells the story of a young boy, Elio, who's lost his parents in an accident and now has to live with his aunt, who has to change her life plans and now suddenly take care of this kid. And since Elio feels like his aunt is annoyed that she has to look after him and he gets bullied by other kids, he starts to feel like no one on Earth really wants him. Which is why he starts to think that if his place isn't on Earth, then maybe it's somewhere in outer space. This belief only makes him more of a target for bullies, but one day the aliens actually do show up and abduct him, and Elio thinks that he's finally found his place. But it's obviously not that simple, and suddenly this little kid has to avoid an interplanetary war. I'm not gonna tell you much more about the movie, but it is such a cute, fun, and heartwarming story, and if you get the chance, you should definitely go see it. However, when I got home from the theater and got online, I could read that apparently Elio has had the worst opening of any Pixar film in their 30-year history. Meanwhile, what movie do you think is currently dominating at the box office? The remake of How to Train Your Dragon. The new How to Train Your Dragon is a good film. It's funny, it's beautiful, the actors are doing a great job. I actually think it might be one of the best examples of a live-action movie managing to recreate the snappiness and physical comedy of an animated film. I think it made a lot of sense to bring back Dean DeBlois to direct this movie. He also directed the original How to Train Your Dragon with Chris Sanders, and I think you can feel how much he loves these characters and this universe when you watch the film. The new How to Train Your Dragon is a good film, and I would absolutely recommend it. If it wasn't for the fact that I've already seen this exact film 15 years ago when the animated film came out. This might be the live-action remake that is most like the original film. This is truly a shot-for-shot remake of How to Train Your Dragon. So if you look at the new film in isolation, sure, it's a great film. But that is because the original film was already good. It brings absolutely nothing new to the table. The only reason to go see the new How to Train Your Dragon in theaters is if you really want to see How to Train Your Dragon in a theater. And maybe that's enough of a reason for you, but if you want a new experience, then this ain't the one. Alright, so where am I going with this? Well, I and a lot of the people who comment on my videos here on YouTube keep complaining about unnecessary remakes. Disney has been doing it with all of their classics, and now Dreamworks is getting in on it too, and every time one of these movies come out, the same thing happens. We all go online and complain about Disney or whoever being out of ideas and only making sequels and remakes and never making anything new. But at the same time, audiences flock to see these films and they make the studios a lot of money telling them that this is a winning formula. It seems like it doesn't matter how many times I get on here and complain about remakes and tell you that you should go watch Raya and the Last Dragon and Strange World and Elio and so on and so forth. People just aren't willing to take that risk on something they don't know if they're going to like. And I'm not gonna pretend to be superior to anyone. I do get it. Movie tickets can be really expensive, and if you're taking your kids and you're buying popcorn and you have to pay for parking and etc., etc., the costs can quickly add up. And when you're spending that much money on an experience, it might feel like it's better to be safe than sorry. You obviously can't fault the audience. People are going to watch what they want to watch. And if that's a slightly more grey and maybe realistic looking version of a movie you could have just pulled up on Netflix, then who am I to judge? So, do people want original movies? I actually think they do. They just don't want to be the ones to pay for it. They don't want to risk having to sit through something they don't like. And that's probably fair. I just don't think that it's fair to criticize the studios for not making anything new when you aren't willing to take that risk. But hey, that's just my opinion. I would genuinely love to hear what you think about this topic. Do you like the remakes of the animated classics? Are you one of the first movers who seek out the new gems, or do you let someone else wade through all the rubbish? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos from me. But with that said, that's pretty much all I had for you today. My name is Martin Rice. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care and so long.